We live now. Sports fans, what is up? And welcome to another highly anticipated episode, the second officially of the Rob and Rece show, where we merge all basketball podcasts and the Rob U Sports show to speak on topics in the NFL and NBA. And this is our second installment coming to you on the morning hours of October 17th, Thursday, before the Thursday night football game and other stuff, NBA preseason action that you probably won't miss too much if you don't see it. And the interesting thing about this episode today, we got special guest Mike, fellow A&T alumni, and if you've been watching all basketball podcasts, you're definitely familiar with Mike. He's not a new face, but he got a chance to get on, and since I can talk a little bit, I want to talk a little bit more about NFL.
Right.
We got to get to so Mike is strong on Deshaun Watson. I sent out a text to a group chat saying Amari Cooper got away from washed up Watson. Mike came to his Watson's defense strongly, and plus I was listening to the Odd Couple, Kelvin Washington, who's a new host on there, is now referring to Watson as Deshaun Waxon, because it just hasn't been the same since Watson. All the massage accusations came out and alleged sexual assault and everything. He hasn't been the same. I know he's been hurt. But I saw this on X, this post on X, and it makes a lot of sense. It said Deshaun Watson died on that table. We're not watching Deshaun Watson in so many words. And I told Mike that's an unqualified clone you're seeing out there. and so Mike, why do you think Deshaun Watson is not washed up?
Okay, because it's like you're just jumping on a funny bandwagon, right? Because is funny, but it ain't really funny because he's playing poor, clearly, right? I mean, he's not doing what he's supposed to do, but it's like the man is down and people are just jumping on him, getting free licks and like, bam, bam, go ahead, Rob, get yours, and bam, bam. You know, he's down. But it's like, it ain't just him, right? So the first thing I said was like, it's a poor coaching scheme in Cleveland. Now, I backed that up by saying, if you think about, Maurice made the point and says, a few quarterbacks were there, they were pretty good, right? So the first quarterback he mentioned was Baker Mayfield. I'm looking at Baker Mayfield's stats, he was with the Browns, he had 26 TDs, 8 picks, pretty good. 95 passer rating.
His last season?
No, that was 2020. 2021, He went down to 83.1. Went to the Panthers, he really sucked there, 74. To the Rams, 86. And then to the Bucks, that dude started balling, 94. And then he had 109 this year, 15 TDs to 5 picks. Mm-hmm. So my point is, did Baker Mayfield really change that much? Or was it the system? Right, he went to a system with some offensive coaches. He had more talent in Tampa Bay. He getting the job done, right? Well, go ahead, Rob. I feel you.
This is the thing, though. You just dispelled your own myth. You know why?
What?
You saying that Baker Mayfield had his ups and downs with the Browns, and then he went down, came back up now with the Browns. Yeah. With the Buccaneers, but with the Browns now, what we got to remember is Deshaun Watson was hurt, and they had another quarterback coming, right? Flacco?
Yeah, okay, we can bring Flacco up too. Yeah, go ahead.
Did they make the playoffs with Flacco?
Okay. They sure did, yeah.
Was he solid? Was he a solid quarterback for them?
Solid, yeah. Yes.
Okay, so why would you get rid of him or don't want him to come back the following year just in case it's some bullshit with Deshaun? He's getting paid too much to cut bait, Mike. They stuck with him, man. He's not what he used to be. However, he is dealing with a lot psychologically from being exposed to the world and the media of maybe having some perversive ways and trying to be a little too aggressive with some females just because you're getting a massage don't mean she want to have sex with you. You're not a player. You're supposed to got money. Why are you trying to take or force girls to do something playing in your butt? But that's neither here nor there.
Okay. Let's talk about Flacco there, since you brought Flacco up. All right. This year, the dude, 7 TDs, 1 pick. He's playing great. Got 102 passer rating. Now he could have
been right there with Cleveland if Deshaun Watson not getting it done, but they cannot just take him out the game because they owe him too much money. It's like a long, drawn out. They stuck with each other.
Mike not saying he should bench him. He's saying, but Mike's saying the criticism.
I didn't got to it yet. But I'm saying that it's the coaching staff, dog. And if you get better.
So how was Flacco so successful last year?
You're not listening. He has 7 TDs to 1 pick this year. He's better in the Colts, clearly. His passer rating is higher in the Colts than the Browns.
So when
that's
Flacco,
what I'm saying. The system in the Browns is dragging these cats down, man.
No, but Flacco had them rolling and got them to the playoffs. Deshaun Watson, give me one game where he's had.
That's what I'm saying. His passer rating for the Browns is in the 90s. I mean, I guess it's decent, but with the Colts, it's higher, and he's older. The dude about 40 years old. So they're throwing short passes. They're making that dude successful in other systems. You're not going to be successful with these Browns in this system. I don't care who you are.
So you said you watched.
That's my first reason.
You watched it really closely. You said you watched it really closely.
I watch every.
You're watching every game.
Are y'all watching games, dog?
No, I haven't seen any games, but
like I said, with the pundits, right? You jumping with your ex people.
No, these people are credible journalists, and they're saying they're going off stats. Their offense is 1 to 27 on third down. There's no bias to that. Now we can say, well,
there yet, dog. We ain't even there yet. We're not even there yet. We're talking about Flacco. We're talking about the quarterbacks, and it's still on the system in Cleveland. And basically, I'm saying these quarterbacks go to Cleveland, they're gonna die. So I guess they're dying stats wise.
No, man.
That team had a lot of promise when they got Deshaun Watson. Like they just came off Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield, remember they went and whipped the Steelers.
Yes, you're talking about Stefanski's coach of the year. Yeah.
So that was same coach. The next year, Watson comes in. Now, granted, he did have to serve the suspension. So
serve suspension.
He skipped a year. Then he got hurt. But we got 2 seasons of 6 games where it's nothing special being shown. He's doing the same thing this year. I mean, I know he's getting sacked a lot, like you said, 8 sacks in that one game. I don't know if
coaching staff too. I'm just saying.
So if you're saying they got to be doing some kind of short passes or something to help them not get sacked.
I'm watching the games, dog. They're not doing those short passes like normal teams would when they're facing pressure.
So how does that team get better trading away Amari Cooper? That's a trick question. They don't.
Okay. Addition by subtraction, right?
Addition by tanking.
You think they take it now? I mean, okay.
It's a wrap. This year it's a wrap. They know it. The writing's on the wall, Mike. Face it.
They 1-5.
The writing's on the wall, Mike.
They 1-5. Yeah.
So let's get rid of our star player asset for something we could hopefully do in the future. This ain't the year.
Okay. And let me bring up
Watson. Who knows what the future holds with him?
Let me bring up another scheme. All right. So I keep saying the scheme in Cleveland just ain't right. So even think about Geno Smith, man. He's been a backup for like 8-9 years, right? Just can't find it. He go to Seattle. The other dude playing like he all-star candidate, right? I mean, all-pro.
No, but you know what? This is what you gotta know. This is what you gotta know about the NFL now. And I'm seeing this. We've seen this more this year. They got what you call late bloomers. Some players take a little more time to learn how to break down those defenses. Read the safety, read the corner. What's the zone? Is it a cover 3, cover 2? You know, who's dropping, who's coming.
Okay. And
then to have that confidence when you see that cornerback turn his head, put it in there.
Okay.
Some of them get nervous about it. The window's not big enough. It's going to be an interception. Some of them try to force passes to certain receivers. So it's like you lose Amari Cooper. Deshaun Watson is not at his peak when he was playing regularly. He's had a layoff. He's had issues. He had controversy. He's lost his father. He's going through a lot. And if you watch some of them interviews that he does with the Cleveland media, he's a little snippy and snappy. Yeah. And he don't give a because he already know. Because he already know. Shit, what y'all gonna do? It's guaranteed.
Yeah, okay. Now that was my last point. So I'll go ahead and bring my last point next. So a lot of times too, we got this thing in the NFL or any major sports. When you get this big contract, sometimes that work ethic goes down because you're like, man, I got it. I'm looking at my bank account. I'm good, baby. I don't have to put in that work. So I don't gotta put in the work no more. Maybe Deshaun has gotten that big contract and maybe his work ethic may have gone down a little bit. Now I'm not saying so that's my only, I guess, giving it into y'all as far as his work ethic may not be going down, the timing with receivers. All right. Let's go ahead and drop the hammer. This is the hammer, Mike. Okay.
4th down.
Yeah.
Close game. Yeah. Game's on the line. Who's your guy? Oh, he's walking toward the sideline past the coach as the coach tries to call the play. What's going on, bro? Talk to me now.
4th down. You talking about the last game?
Don't play dumb, man. Don't play dumb, man. You stalling, man. Give me an answer. What's up with that? He quit on his team now. He quit on his team. He probably felt he was getting sacked too much. He probably felt he didn't want to run that play or whatever it was. He showed up the coach. He walked off the field. Like, fuck it. And make an excuse for him now, Mike.
Okay, you saying that must have happened last game. I don't know.
Look, if you're not sure about it, look it up, man. Google that. Google Deshaun Watson quits on his team.
No, I think that was like against the Raiders or something because they got whipped by the Commanders. It's funny they've lost 4 straight, or was it against the Giants? Because the Commanders they got blown out, so it don't make no sense. But they only lost by 4. That's crazy.
I think it was the Commanders. I think it was the Commanders though.
Right, and the Commanders, and that's that same game. Daniels
had a great game.
Daniels had like a 90-some% completion percentage, right? That Washington scheme is working.
It's not always the scheme; it's also the player and the team. So maybe Deshaun Watson don't have the best line, but he's also not playing at a high level right now, man. You got to admit it, man.
You can't minimize the line. You can't minimize.
Right, you said, Mike. So you said in the text. Okay. His line is not good, but what about the scrambling? I mean, what about are they in 3rd and long where they have to throw long passes like?
But he said this year he's not a running quarterback.
No. You can't minimize the line, man. So going into the season, Cleveland had the 4th best offensive line going into the season. Okay. NFL pro football focus, fantasy focus, but the 2 tackles hurt. One dude ain't played the first 5 games in the season. Okay. All these guys are hurt. You got porous dudes in there. They can't block nobody, cuz. They had to play the Steelers. J.J. Watt was back there in 2 seconds every snap.
Well, J.J. Watt's good. I mean, come on, J.J. Watt's good now.
Right, so. He's playing against a backup tackle. Okay. So he's mucking up
your offense, and they keep coming at your quarterback. You run a screen pass. You run a draw.
What do do? Right. You tuck him
in and expose him.
Exactly. You're right, Rob. So a screen pass neutralizes that. Cleveland didn't do that. They kept trying to go 15 yards down the field. So my point is, Watson is not in a position to be successful when they're not doing the offensive plays to help them. That's what I'm saying. I'm watching these games, dog. So I'm seeing that. They're not double teaming Watt. They're trying to handle that dude with a backup tackle, and it ain't working. Play after play.
What about when well, how do you explain last year before he got hurt? I mean, he's pretty much on pace doing the same thing. Maybe he's not getting sacked as much.
Okay.
He got sacked 7.
Okay, so last year they were better, right? I guess that's the year that Flacco taken to the playoffs, right? They had a running game too. They had Chubb, right? So the running game, we didn't even mention the running game. They have no. They're last in the league in rushing, or second to last.
Well, okay, so that helped this case as far as it can.
Anytime you got an offense, you gotta run the ball. You gotta pass the ball. They can't run the ball, right?
Right. So you gotta pass. Chubb, right. So Chubb's coming back, so that might provide some hope. But then in these games where they're like right there, they're losing by 4 points. I mean, where's the specialty? I mean, where's the special talent? Where's the special talent?
Stay with us.
Where's the special talent in Watson? Where is that? Like that's when I say that's an unqualified clone out there. Like he's not doing the things he did with the Texans. Like where is that guy?
The hunger is gone, man, and the athleticism. He's collected a little bit of rust and dust, man. He sat out 1.5 years or 2 years, man. Right, he's not the same quarterback. He's not taking that as serious as he used to. He done got the bag. He done got exposed. He done got controversy. He's not into it like he used to, man.
So maybe the
offense don't fit him like he wanted to, but he used to be a little more dynamic, and he used to be a little more of a gunslinger, and he would run it as well too. So now trading away Amari Cooper, the season is over, man.
Definitely. So I mean, is he the Ben Simmons of football?
A quarterback cannot score offensively by himself, because you need the line.
Well, Flacco scored pretty good with that same offense and the same team. So I don't know, man.
They had a running game, not the same team.
Well,
he's smart.
Well, I don't know how many.
Take away Chubb. Take away your all-pro running back. You're talking about the same team. Come on now.
I don't know how many players they lost, but I know how many other stories I would like to talk about besides the Cleveland Browns. I don't think the Browns is worth this much airplay, Mike, because the Browns is just a dysfunctional organization. You gave a terrible contract to a controversy-riddled quarterback. Now he's a shell of his former self. Still have cases coming against him. It's like the guy, he comes across as, he don't seem very trustworthy. The team don't seem to really rally around him. He don't seem to make the team better. And then, it's just a disaster over there, man.
Right, but you just said it first. The front office, the whole Cleveland organization, the whole thing, right? And that's the point I'm making.
I don't know, man.
It's the whole offensive culture of the
right. They've been historically bad, but they did have some promise coming in. So let me the Jacksonville game, the one game Cleveland won.
Yeah,
it was a grounded out 18-13 game. Watson had one touchdown. He was only sacked twice. 22 for 34. I mean, did he do anything? Show you anything special in that game? Because
no, somebody had to win. Somebody had to win.
I mean, I know Jacksonville was bad, but I think they put up some points here and there. But I mean, these other
20
games,
points a game. You can't win scoring less than 20 points a game.
Right.
I don't care where you are.
Right. Let's just have a great defense or something like that. I mean, which is the defense is obviously you can tell by the scores they're showing up. They just don't have enough offense to push them over the edge. Now, like you said, when Chubb comes back, that'll give us another sample to see what's really. Even though they lost Cooper, don't they got two other guys? What's the other guy?
Every NFL team got 5 receivers, so I mean they got other guys that can play.
Right, but I'm saying
they got Jerry Jeudy and they got I don't know, somebody else, man. I don't know.
Yeah, so you still got one.
Moore. Is it Moore?
They still got one person we know about. So
they got David Njoku, the tight end.
Yeah. Okay, so. And let's say in these next 5 games, maybe we get a chance to reconvene or speak on this, and we'll be able to confirm, or either I'll be wrong that Deshaun Watson isn't washed up, but a lot of people are like, it's been long enough. You ain't showing us anything special. I mean, you getting paid. The reason the criticism is coming, Mike, is it's unfair to an extent, but you making all that money. Like Dak Prescott, he about to make all that money. He's still throwing interceptions.
It's the schemes, dog. It's the Dallas scheme too. Like
Dallas just has no.
It's the offense. They're not running the ball. So I'm glad you brought up Dallas. They 29, 30 in the league in rushing. If you don't run the ball, you can't win games, dog. I don't care how great the quarterback is.
Right. Hey man, my phone about to die. I'm trying to get back on though, man. Damn.
Okay.
Damn. As soon as I said that, this shit died.
You said so.
So I'm saying, you got to run the ball, man. That's half the battle in offense, rushing and passing. You
Right.
can't run the ball. You can't milk the clock. You can't control the offense and the time that your defense is on the field. Like, that's part of the entire offensive scheme, man. Half the game is running, the other game is passing. And Dallas does not run. Cleveland can't run. They can't run. They just got to block. So it's putting all the pressure on his shoulders. And just like you've been saying, and all the punts have been saying, he hasn't been able to handle the pressure. And part of that reason about the pressure is that you got defensive linemen in the dude's face within 3 seconds. So if he throws away, that's intentional grounding, right? I mean, because he's about to get sacked. Right. So you have to keep scheme up plays. Even Rob said it. Where's your passes to the flats? Where's your screens at? And I've seen week after week, they're not doing those screens. So at some point, that's on the coach. That's on the offensive coordinator to adjust so that you can be able to score more than 20 points a game. They have not done that.
So
they ain't scored 20 points a game or thrown more than 200 yards this whole season, all 6 games. You can't win like that, cuz. You got one win, like you said, 18 points in one, right?
Right, against another sorry team. So
yeah, okay.
So when Watson has what I've heard, when Watson has the window to throw, how is he looking when he has the time to throw? Has he been hitting the guys, or has he been overthrowing them, underthrowing them?
He's been off, yeah. So it ain't like he's had the time. The few times when he's had time, they haven't been great passes, or he's thrown into coverage. And it's like, dude, he's trying to force it in there. Like Rob was saying, he's trying to force throws that ain't there. So it's a whole timing issue, and that stuff supposed to happen in the offseason. When you run your routes, you throw the ball early and kind of get he doesn't do that. Like, he stares down the main guy, or they don't throw it to the running backs. It's like, it's just a mess. And, Stefanski and all them have to go out there and talk to the media game in and game out. Oh, we trying, dance, we trying. Oh, we're trying. And one thing that he did ask honestly, he said, do we need to bench Deshaun Watson? He said, no. He said, we got to coach better, right? We got to do better job as coaches. That's what he said.
He said he's our best option, too. I heard that he's our best option.
To win, right. And I know your boy Winston is a 30-30 guy. He'll throw the pill. He going to throw it to where somebody's going to catch it. It may not be offensively, but somebody's going to catch his passes. So I don't know if you want that as your quarterback, but it's like he does throw it. He throws a catchable ball, right? So I don't know, man. It's just, I hear what you're saying is it's very easy to kick a man while he's down, but it's like you got to have a different coach. Like, I think the coach should be fired, and you need a different offensive coordinator to be able to kind of channel and kind of understand what you have and read the defense. And I don't think that's all in Deshaun Watson's head. I mean, there are some times where he is playing bad. He doesn't pick up the blitz, or he doesn't audible the line of scrimmage. And I didn't see the part where he just walked off the field and walked past the coach. Actually, I did see that. That was against the Raiders, right? Because they would lose to the Raiders. They had to leave. They were actually beating the Raiders down. But then the second half, they couldn't do anything. And I guess the Raiders made an adjustment. I guess Antonio Pearson, whatever. And the Browns didn't. That was the tale of two halves right there. So Watson was frustrated. Should he have done that? Probably not. But I don't know.
Definitely not. He got professional.
Yeah, right. But yeah.
I mean, well, I would like to see him recover from all this, but I think he may be broken. I mean, I think we may be seeing the Tiger Woods after that accident, stuff going on with his wife. He never was the same. Rick Ankiel couldn't throw to the mound anymore. Ben Simmons, once he didn't dunk on Trae Young, we may be seeing that in football now. There's many other examples. Nick Anderson, when he missed those free throws in the finals against Houston, you come back and you're just not the same. We may be seeing that.
No. We just discredited that because Baker Mayfield had his down years, but then you find the right scheme, he goes somewhere he can thrive.
Right,
Geno Smith back up for 9 years. Went to Seattle. Right. Now he's bowling. So it's like you don't give up on Watson. He can still find the right scheme. It's just not in Cleveland. That's all I'm telling you from the beginning.
Maybe, but those guys don't have those accusations on their head, public shame. That's the key. That's what really he might not be able to break through.
That's a big mic. But I'm saying if he find the right scheme, he could break through. You mean tell me if he goes to Miami right now, he couldn't adapt with the great old line that they have. They got a decent running game, and you got Tyreek Hill. So Deshaun Watson could probably thrive down there.
Waddle.
And they need a quarterback. So
they got Waddle too, right? Waddle and Hill.
Yeah, Waddle. Yeah, these are fast receivers. They can create space. Now, I didn't bring up the receivers, but the Cleveland receivers, they don't create space. There's no separation when they run those routes, cause them cornerbacks and safeties are right there on them. So Watson has to make a decent throw, which he's not making, and it's making the offense look stagnant. And then sometimes they blitz. They call it, it's third and long. I know they're gonna pass. Let me bring a safety down. He's untouched. Coming at Watson. Oh man, you know, there's no screen. There's no adjustments being made by this offense, man. And that's why I keep saying like they're coaching. Some of the coaches got to go, man. All these players are good at this level, and the coach is the part that separates the good teams from the great teams, man. Because if there was no coaching, there'll be close games every week. But the coaches are the ones that design the plays, the winning plays that really work, and to conquer the defense. And Cleveland's coaches aren't conquering the defense that's being thrown at them.
But also they don't have the players, like you said, they don't have the players who can execute either. Because like you said, if you can't protect long enough and receivers can't get open, and your quarterback's not being very accurate, you just have a whole pot of mess.
True. Yeah. And the Panthers had that last year with Young, right? Mm-hmm. Young had no time. The old line was banged up. They could not do anything, and they went 1-16. They were horrible.
14, something like that.
2-7, got 17 games. So that was other 2-15. But they couldn't do anything. And I'm kind of seeing that now with Cleveland. The way they're looking, they can't. The offense is just garbage. If you can't run the ball, and you got a pass and rely on Deshaun Watson, and the offense ain't making adjustments. I'm looking at 2-15 right in the face. They're not going to win games, man. Even though the defense is solid, but if they're on the field for a long period of time, you're gonna get tired. The dudes need a timeout on defense. So yeah, I don't know. I know, like Rob was saying, I know it's kind of tough to talk about Cleveland for a long time, but they had all the potential and all the hype. And when you have Pro Bowl offensive linemen going down, like offensive tackle, like Pro Bowl, we ain't talking about just like this dude, the number 8 tackle in the league and the number 9 tackle in the league, both on the same team. And one of the guys is playing, but his numbers are starting to drop a little bit. The other guy been hurt. Cochran, he's been hurt. So it's like the center is still there, but DeJuan Jones is a backup who might start, but they just I don't know, it's just cold up there. The guys just, my ankle, it's the rough and tough game of the NFL, man. And like when you got Pro Bowlers getting out, you got next man up. The guy's not that good as the first man. He can't make the block. And now Deshaun has constant pressure every play. I've seen it where the dude goes up. It's called a bull rush. He just runs straight into the guard. He's going back. He can't even stop his momentum, and he's pushing him in the Watson, and the pocket's collapsing. I've seen that play. I've seen the swim moves. All these moves that the defensive tackles are doing, they're working against Cleveland, yo. So it's like, man, the talent ain't there. But I don't know. It's tough sledding to watch, man. And then the penalties. I didn't brought the penalties. So when they hold and they're doing this, and then you got 3rd and 21. It's like ain't nothing Deshaun Watson can do with 3rd and 21 at what I've seen this year. You can't complete that. So that's why he brought the great numbers. Like he was 1 for 30 on 3rd down.
1 of 27.
127. But there was nothing. There were no 3rd and 3. It was out of the 27. That might have been like 3 3rd and 3s. The rest of them are like 3rd and 7, 3rd and 15, 3rd. I mean, you can't make the long ones. But they this is tough to watch. And my wife being a Cleveland fan, man, that's why I'm always watching it and looking at it. I'm like, yeah, what are they doing? And yeah, it's
going to be ugly and get uglier because, I mean, like we said, Chubb is coming back, but he still got to get reacclimated to the offense and everything. So we'll see if they can put together some wins. If he can start looking better, stay healthy, I guess, but yeah, they pretty much a bad team. How much time you got? You need to roll.
Well, I'll try to get one more thing in here. Make sure I addressed everything you said on that chat, because you were saying that I was getting a little emotional about.
I said you was emotionally involved, like it was your team. I meant like I really meant pretty much highly involved. You just like really attached to like as a fan, you just
right. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. As a fans are emotionally involved in your team. When it comes to Carolina, as you can see the jersey behind me, we're emotionally involved. There's nothing wrong with that. I just didn't know you was, because I know you're a 49ers fan, but I know your wife is a Browns fan. So
right.
I know you're probably watching that too, but you're probably able to look at it more critically and somewhat objectively and be like, oh well, this is this and this is that, but
yeah. So yeah, you're right, man. And I guess I just keep saying that. I think what I chatted up here,
it's not all his fault.
Yeah. It ain't just. It's easy to just say, oh, Watson is horrible, right? Oh, Watson is bad. Oh, he can't throw the ball. The numbers you showed me, what those stats at? Let me pull that out right quick. So his QBR, his numbers are dropping year after year. His QB rating. So last 2 years in Cleveland, 40.4, 43. Then this year is at 21. 5 TDs, 3 picks. So he's not throwing the picks, but a lot of sacks, yeah. And he got sacked 62 times in 2018. So back in Houston. So there is an issue where he does hold on to the ball, I guess, like your Mike Vick, or like your, there are times where they try to let these plays open up deep downfield, and you can't beat the pressure. So he kind of got that corrected in his good years in Houston, where it went down to 44 and 49. Still a little bit on the high side. There's about 3 sacks a game. But in Cleveland, man, when you get 8 sacks a game, that's more than just Deshaun. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. It's a team thing. I'm looking at the rushing numbers and just the whole offensive numbers, Cleveland being last. So it's like, all I'm trying to tell y'all is that I think it's just coaching. I mean, I ran it, the coach stuff, and I think also we mentioned all these other quarterbacks. If they go to a decent system, they can do better. So get a man a better system. That's all I'm saying.
And that's usually the story in the NFL, as we can see more than this year. Sometimes guys are garbage. Maybe Zach Wilson's definitely garbage. Baker Mayfield seemed to be that way.
Sanchez,
Sam Darnold, but they've kind of gone here, gone there, and then go to one place. Baker Mayfield's doing pretty good in Tampa. Is Sam Darnold, is he in Minnesota? Is that no? That's
Darnold's in Minnesota playing well, right?
He got Justin Jefferson too, but
you're right. But system, right? Throwing quick passes too. I've seen the Minnesota games. I've seen them Tampa Bay games. They're not all just waiting for that deep shot. They're throwing screens. They're like an offensive matriculating down the field. And if I go to even the best dude in the NFL, Mahomes, in the playoffs, when they were taking away the deep passes, he just kept throwing short for 5 or 6 yards, and they kept getting first downs. So Cleveland doesn't do that, right? I'm like, where are the short passes?
Yeah, the dink and dunk.
Yeah, the dink and dunk. If that's what the defense is giving you, and they're not getting it done. So you can't just keep saying, oh, Deshaun. He's scrambling, ain't nobody open. Now he only got 3 picks this year, which is good. But if he throws those balls, you're gonna have 4, 5, 6. No picks is gonna go up because they're not open.
The sacks go down and the picks go up.
Yeah, exactly. So you can say, hey, throw the ball. Then he gonna throw in the tight coverage. It's gonna get tipped and then it's gonna get picked. So it's like, what are we doing? So he's taking the sack. He's suffering the sacks for the picks. But he is last. He's last in the league as far as picks thrown. He only got 3. I think somebody else got 1 or 2, but he's in the top 3 as far as picks. If that's a silver lining. But yeah, man, different system, doesn't it? He needs it. Stefanski needs to be out ASAP.
All right.
Yeah.
I definitely take your word for it. We're gonna see if he right now I'm calling him washed up Watson, but we'll see if he can recover.
Washed up Browns, man.
I appreciate you, man. Because you got to go, right?
Right. Yeah. I need to.
Yeah. Appreciate you, man. Something soon be coming as far as Carolina got something to say. I don't know if you saw that game against Memphis, but they won. Saw a few highlights, but
yeah, my friend was texting me saying that Trimble was looking pretty good. Trimble.
Oh, Seth Trimble?
Trimble, yeah, he said you liked him. Told us he might need to start, but I'm like, you gonna take Cadeau out? I mean, like Cadeau has some defensive.
Trimble at the best. He's at your three spot.
3, okay. And how was Jackson looking? I didn't catch him.
See, I just seen a little bit of it, so I really ain't see. I didn't even know it was on. I guess it's on the ACC network or something. I didn't even know it was on.
Okay.
It was some kind of.
I'm looking forward to the season, man. Yeah, we ranked pretty highly. Top 10, I believe.
Top 10. Yeah.
Yeah, and I like it when the North Carolina teams are kind of high. So you got Duke, you got Wake Forest kind of up there as well.
Oh well, okay.
State's kind of in the middle of the pack. And it's kind of worried me that we have these new ACC components now. Stanford and what's the other team? Stanford.
Is it Cal?
Yeah, California. Yeah.
Cal?
So it's like California got to travel way out there just for one ACC game. But no, they're Cal and Stanford is the one traveling. They're traveling to the East Coast for their conference game. So yeah.
Okay, so we'll see. All right, man. Appreciate you, man. We'll be catching up.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome.
Yeah,
Tell Rob I say thanks, man.
No problem, man. I will. Well, I am back. Fortunately, Rob wasn't able to make it back, folks, to the Rob and Rece show. Thanks again to Mike for joining us. He just couldn't stay on long enough, so it's just me and excuse me. Since I have the little time, I want a chance to really talk about some stuff other than basketball. In the NFL, I'll speak on the Jets have a new look. We didn't get a chance to address the fact that Davante Adams is joining the Jets, reuniting with Aaron Rodgers. We'll see how that goes. So you got Rodgers pretty much getting everything he wanted in New York. So if they don't succeed, it's likely to fall heavily on him. They're doing everything he asked. Not say he asked for Robert Saleh's firing, but he didn't prevent it. And that speaks volumes sometimes. I think he should have had something better to say on the Pat McAfee show than saying, I love Robert Saleh. Well, excuse me. If you love Robert Saleh, you wouldn't have had that awkward when he tried to hug you. You got that win early in the season, that awkward moment when you kind of pushed him in the chest, and it maybe still be the coach because the defense was still playing pretty good. He's a defensive coach, and the offense just wasn't up to par. But they got Davante Adams to go alongside their other star receiver. Cannot think of his name at the moment. Very good receiver who was a number one, so maybe he'll still be number one with Adams joining the team, or it'll be like a 1A, 1B thing, or pretty much be a 1A, 1B thing, or Garrett Wilson is who I'm thinking about, Garrett Wilson. So him, then a lot of the other guys, they got Lazard, Mike Williams, see if he's in the fold too, but only so many can play at one time. But yeah, so we'll see how it pans out as far as the Jets, see if they can start winning more games. Currently 2-4 on the season after losing to Buffalo on Monday night. Close game, only lost by 3 points. So we'll see how things continue to unfold for the Jets. There's not much to other. I guess you got Tom Brady officially became a minority owner within the Raiders organization, but as I heard on the Odd Couple, he's going to be restricted from doing a lot of things with that ownership title in that franchise. Being in locker rooms, criticizing public officials publicly, a lot of stuff. And as they suggest on the Odd Couple, they'll just have to send someone in his place. But I guess the main thing is he's gonna have to watch what he says on when he's broadcasting games. He's their number one guy for Fox on NFL on Sundays. So I just wonder if he was aware of all of that before he signed the contract or before he thought about getting stake in the Vegas Raiders. But I'm pretty sure he'll figure that out and handle it accordingly. Not get caught saying anything too crazy or stand within those guidelines. It's going to be also interesting to see if Pittsburgh makes a coaching change this week. I think they got the Sunday night game. Whether they said Russell Wilson's been running reps with the first team. Will he get some official snaps the first time this season, the first time as a Pittsburgh Steeler? Oh yeah, matter of fact, they play the Jets in Pittsburgh Sunday night on NBC. So or will it still be Justin Fields? Hasn't done well, hasn't done great. Pittsburgh is coming off a win. But Fields hasn't been. He's just been playing within, I guess, the constraints of the coaching staff. I'm not trying to do too much on offense, but we'll see if they want to give Russell Wilson a chance. Wilson could be washed up, could have something left. Didn't leave Denver great, but played much better last season than the season before, when he was just looked like he didn't have it anymore. So we'll see how Pittsburgh continues to go forth. As far as basketball, I go directly back to last night. Stunning action, if you didn't see it, in the WNBA Finals between the New York Liberty and the Minnesota Lynx. Funny thing about the series, another big lead was blown. First time, New York, game one, blew a big lead. Stewart choked at the free throw line to give them that win with pretty much no time left. Minnesota steals that one. Then New York bounces back in game two. Then game three, the first in Minnesota last night. Minnesota was up most of the way. And then New York kept pushing, kept clawing back. And then last second, with a second left on the clock, Ionescu, I'm pretty sure she shook up Collier. Sidestep, step back, however you want to describe it, but she knocked a long three-pointer down. Huge shot. I mean, Steph Curry style. I mean, so New York came back, stole that one. They lead the series 2-1, and with one more win, they'll be WNBA champs for the first time in their franchise's history. So it's been a pretty good competitive series, and then next year they'll be going. It's been made official. They'll be going to a 7-game series, at least in the finals, as far as I know. So that's good. The eyes are on it. To get more revenue, and they're playing big time basketball and exciting basketball. So good for the WNBA and UNESCO coming up clutch. As far as the NBA preseason still going on, if you haven't, check out my NBA season preview with James. It's on YouTube, Spotify, iHeart, or wherever you get podcasts. Latest headlines I've been looking at them. As soon as I released the podcast, I saw that we spoke about Philly and their addition of Paul George. He hyperextends his knee. Very awkward injury, and just awkward looking injury, and just make you want to throw your hands up, like non-contact, just looking to go back the other way down the court, and his leg comes off. Hold on 1 second, folks. Okay, I'm back, folks. Sorry about that. But yeah, that awkward injury by Paul George. Hyperextension, said he's going to be okay. Don't need for surgery. So the injuries are piling up already. Isaiah Hartenstein just joined the Thunder. Going to be out at least 5-6 weeks with a hand injury. So it's going to take some time to work him back in once he's healthy. And I guess one bright spot was Lonzo Ball returning to action for the first time in 2 years for the Bulls. Hopefully he stays healthy. And I'm just looking forward to the season starting in 5 days. And that's pretty much all I have, folks. I'm sorry we didn't get to close out the show with both me and Rob on here. But once again, appreciate Mike for joining us. Remember to check out the All Basketball podcast on wherever you stream, whatever streaming platform you listen on, Spotify, Google, Apple, iHeart, or wherever else. And also check it out on YouTube. And as Rob likes to say, until next time, peace, be blessed, and we'll see you on the next.